One of the common weak points of the Nintendo 64 is the controller itself. I know a lot of people make jokes and memes about, having to have 3 hands to be able to hold it properly, but this is actually a really innovative controller. You can have a number of different control schemes out of one controller, and this does a pretty good job. Until that is, the stick decides it's going to go ahead and grind itself to a fine powder. Now, there are third-party solutions out there. I know, like myself, I am a huge fan of the controllers from Retrobit, like the Tribute 64, and they have actually addressed the original OEM controller as well. They have the analog stick repair module designed for the Nintendo 64, and what it does is it replaces these worn-out sticks with a new one that is a Hall effect sensor that should be more precise and have a better overall life. Let's go ahead, we're going to show you how to install it, and we'll do some gameplay. Let's check it out. So here is the analog stick repair module. It is again, Hall effect potentiometer, which should have little if no drift over time. It is compatible with the original N64 controller, and overall takes just a couple minutes to go ahead and put in to your controller. So let's pop this out and show you what it is, what it does, and kind of how it works. So this is the new module itself. Now, one thing that they have done here is they've made the stick itself, where your thumb rests, this is larger than what the original one is. Here's one from another controller that I have replaced, and again, you can see the slop that's inherent in that. So this, a much larger overall place to rest your thumb. The idea behind that is it more closely resembles what the GameCube controller has. You can even take a look at the gate here, much closer to what's on the GameCube controller versus what the original N64 gate was as well. So they've done quite a few things to kind of make sure that you have a great experience moving forward with this. Now, to move forward with this, you do need a controller. We have our controller right here. About a 5-minute process, and you really just need 2 Phillips head screwdrivers to go ahead and make this mod or repair. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Phillips screws there, and then 2 more down in the controller slot. We're going to loosen those up first, and that does require a slightly smaller screwdriver. And there you can kind of see right there and right there are where the 2 screw holes are that I just removed those screws out of. And it's great that this just uses regular Phillips screws, that you don't need to use a security bit to remove any of these. Now, these screws do have a bit of corrosion on them. You can clean them up with like a wire wheel or something like that. You can just replace them too. One of the things I've done over the years is with like my RC stuff, there's a company called, I believe it's Fasteners Express, where I can get aluminum Allen head screws for a lot of my different cars in different colors. And this is not a promoted post or anything like that, but it's one of those where if you really want to personalize your controllers, you can do that. So we have all of our screws out. We're going to split the halves here. And everything that we're working on is in this area right in here. So we have 1, 2, 3 more screws to pull out. We'll have to remove that connector there, which be very careful that you don't pull it off the board. And then that membrane comes off, and that's your Z button. And I find using the same smaller screwdriver that I use to get the screws out from where the rumble pack and everything goes is definitely the way to go. I would also recommend not using like a power screwdriver or anything for these. Just, you don't want to strip out these plastics. Having a tweezer also makes things a little bit easier too. And with that, we can just lift the old module right out, and the new module will drop right in, like so. Now, when screwing these back in, one of the things that I highly recommend is that you unscrew the screw slightly just to seat the threads of the screw into the screw boss. That way you are not cutting new threads. You'll feel it kind of click into place. There it was. And I'm not going to tighten that down until I've got the rest of these in there. There's a screw number 2. Now with this one, I am going to screw it all the way down, because between that one and that one, we have aligned everything to where it needs to go for the most part. Now, having a magnetized tip on your screwdriver can make this easier as well. And not having dislocated your fingers on a go-kart track would also do that too. That one slid right into place. And then again, we're just gonna tighten that one down. Let's get our connector plugged in where it needs to go. Now when you plug this connector in, the flat smooth goes on top. The part where you can actually see the pins goes on the bottom. Bottom. There we go, and that plugs right in there. And then we'll get our Z trigger into place and get the rubber membrane back in, because leaving that out would be insane with the membrane. Insane in the brain. Yeah, I made that joke. The bulk of the work's done here. Now we just need to get the two halves together. And what I found is sometimes this can be a pain to get the halves to go, and it went just fine. You may want to go through and like clean out the crud between the halves while you are in here. Pretty highly recommended. I'm just going to go ahead and put it back together, and I'll probably fix it again at a later point in time. There we go with that. And when I'm putting the case halves back together, I like to do the outer grips first, then the center, just to make sure everything stays together as it should. As you can see, pretty simple and straightforward process to get this all swapped out. Now, I don't have any sort of calibration cartridge or tool or anything. We're just going to throw in a couple of games and try them out and see how they play here. And there we have the last of the main screws back in there. And we're going to take our Tweezy-Doo and actually grab. There we go, we're in that one. Same type of thing here. We are going to unscrew slightly, screw back in. Okay, I think we're in. Fingers crossed. Yes! Awesome. So here is our finished product. That feels pretty good. It doesn't feel as firm as what an original N64 thumbstick did. That spring definitely feels tighter, but it feels good. Very, very smooth. So let's go ahead, let's hook this up. Let's do some testing. So we are ready to rock and roll. I do have a rumble pack in for Super Mario 64. Why is that? Because this is my Japanese copy of the Shindo Pack version of Mario 64, which does feature rumble. So let's dive into this. And now this is going through my Japanese N64 that is going through my RetroTink 4K, but we are only outputting at 1080p because my monitor only outputs at 1080p here. So I have the controller here, and we're going to just do a slight input on it and see if Mario reacts. So he is crawling there. I'd say probably about 1 millimeter worth of input there. A little bit faster. I mean, I'd say the deadband is pretty decent on this. Now, I know on F-Zero, I think it's GX, it's whatever it is on the GameCube, there is a controller kind of calibration screen on there. I don't think the one for the N64 has that. And again, we're going to do just some real slight, slow inputs on it there. And I mean, Mario's just creeping along. Get away from me, ba-bomb! So yeah, this seems to be working fairly well. I mean, just running around and doing basic stuff, you know, Mario-wise on here, I don't have any real complaints. Up next, F-Zero X, and the main reason for this, I want to check and see if this does have a calibration screen like the GameCube game. Options. I don't see it there. Now to connect my N64 to my RetroTink 4K, I am using Retrobit's S-Video cables, which I mean, for the money, they actually, I think these are doing a damn fine job. And I gotta say, I'm digging the precision that I'm getting out of this. Whoa, nice pass on the outside. Up to 7th, we can see first, second, and third up above us. Yeah, I'm able to use the control stick and make nice minor adjustments. Yeah, whoa! I'm not liking that crash, but I'm liking what I'm getting out of the stick here. It feels pretty good to me. Now, I'm not one that's super sensitive to things like deadband and whatnot. At least on like my RC stuff, when I would race, I would want to have a little bit of exponential rate on the steering to calm things down a little bit. So having a little bit more deadband around center, I don't have an issue with. And I clearly didn't have an issue there as I finished first. Into a little bit of Mario Kart 64, into a one-player game. And this, again, is the Japanese version. Don't know if you can't slide without, or when you have a weapon behind you, but I wasn't able to, and now I was able to just fine. Oh, come on, Toad, go ahead and pass me. I want you to. No, I must not have been going fast enough, or just did not do it quite right. I mean, yeah, again, this feels pretty stinking good. I mean, I can't really complain about it. There we go. Someone's throwing a lot of bananas out there, which is, I dare say, crazy, or bananas. Whoa! Ha-ha! Take that, Donkey Kong. I keep trying to get one of either Toad or DK behind me, and just not working! Oh, I got him there, though. That was awesome. That was pretty awesome, I will admit that. No! There we go. First place finish. Of course, you had to know I was going to finish with Yoshi's Story. I actually really do love this game, even though it's one of those that J over Square Pegs hates the theme on here. Now, I was going to show Smash Brothers. I am not a good Smash Brothers player, so it wouldn't have been an accurate test of this. Let's again just see how slow we can go with Yoshi. And yeah, it's pretty slow, or I can run. Yes, got something very cool there. So what do I think? First and foremost, easy to install. I mean, I don't think you need any real skills to install this. And that's the beautiful thing about it. It's something that just about anybody should be able to do. If you prefer this style controller for a more authentic feel playing the N64, this definitely does the trick. I'm very happy with the overall performance. Will it replace something like a Tribute 64 or any of the other third-party controllers that are out there for the N64? No. But I don't think it's really meant to. Again, this is for those looking to kind of keep the regular N64 style controller. Oh, that was no bueno. There we go. I mean, oh, it's Poochie! I think it's something, too, that if authenticity is what's important to you, this is something that you're definitely going to want to consider. And I totally cheated there. Yeah, I mean, now, some people may take exception with the fact that the thumbstick is now the larger, like the GameCube size. I don't mind that myself because I personally love the GameCube controller. It's one of my favorites ever from Nintendo. Fairly close to the Super NES controller. Hey now, we got a bonus area. Let's see where we got. Oh, no, that took us back here. I didn't want to do that. But yeah, overall, this is, a very simple, straightforward, easy to install mod. You don't need any special tools or anything along those lines, and it honestly just works. It's one of those that if you have an original N64 controller that has developed the the slop and whatnot like what you see here, it's a viable option for you to go ahead and update and replace that with pretty easily. The nice thing about this too is it's not an expensive mod at all. If you want to pick one of these up, I don't even consider it a mod, it's a repair. If you want to pick one of these up, I will have it linked down below for you in an affiliate link to our Amazon storefront. You can also get them through CastleManiaGames.com. I'll have a link there to Ryan's site as well. And while you're on the Castlemania Games site, use promo code ROCKSOLID10 because it'll save you 10% off of most items on the website. Retrobit, you did a good job on this. This is overall easy, it works, and it's great. Now, if you do want to check out some of the other mods, tips, tricks, repairs that we've done on the N64, I'll have those linked for you right here on screen. Check them out. I'm sure you're going to find something that you love.